What are your thoughts on social media posts by CEOs or founders where they are taking a side on whatever the hot topic is of the month, right? Whatever the country's debating at the moment, right? Seems like it's always something, right?
Yeah.
And some CEOs, it appears that they feel the need to speak out and take a side on things. You know, they get crazy, not crazy. They get a little outspoken on things. And then I've talked to many other CEOs that are just, they're like, hey, no, I'm here to run a business. I don't get involved in that. And so I've heard both from both sides. What are your thoughts?
It's a really good question because it's such a delicate thing. I would probably say it depends on if you're the CEO and co-founder versus just a CEO. If you're a CEO at a large organization with 5,000 employees, I think you probably would want to be a little bit more judicious, a little bit more careful, because at the end of the day, what you say could affect employees 2 or 3 levels down the line.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not asking for that. They're not asking for you to make a statement and have your stock price dip and then have ramifications potentially come from that, where suddenly you have to have a reduction in force of 10% because your stock dipped and it couldn't rebound.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a delicate thing because you don't want to, sorry, my speakers just changed.
That sounds good.
You don't want to have something where you don't want to mute First Amendment. You don't want to have a CEO feel like they can't speak their mind, but you also need someone in that leadership position to show leadership and to show the consideration and the thoughtfulness that what I say, is this me just getting it off my chest and making a statement to make a statement so everybody knows where I stand? Well, that may have ramifications down the line to someone that, whether they agree with you or not, are they going to lose their job? Are they you have to be really careful about that.
Mm-hmm.
Or am I making a statement to try and drive change? And if I want to drive change, am I in a position as a CEO to do that? And am I being asked by the founders and the shareholders and the people that are vested stakeholders in this business? Are they asking me to do that? And if they're not, then it's pretty audacious of me to come out and say, I want to change culture. I want to do these things. If you want to do that, then maybe be really careful to the point where maybe you resign your post first and then you go do that, because you're in a leadership position that has trickle down ramifications.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you're a founder like yourself or myself, Human Design is about 50 people. I'm a founder. I have the exact same responsibilities to be careful.
Mm-hmm.
But we're small and I'm viewed as a founder in the business. So whatever I say would have to ladder up to what are some potential values of us as a business. So that that if you're going to be working with us, the founder believes these things and it might influence the way that we do business.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a really delicate thing. I think people just, whatever the intent is, if your intent is to just make a lot of noise because you're frustrated and you're stressed out, that's understandable.
Yeah.
But maybe make that in smaller groups. Because it's not that you're being muted or you're being asked to not be yourself, but you're just being asked to be careful about it. Just like as a parent, parents can't just come out and have conversations with their kids because the kids need to know this and they will know this eventually. No, as parents, we have age appropriate conversations with our kids. I'm not going to tell my kids something at 6 that I should probably tell them when they're 12 or 13.
Yeah.
I'm going to do right by them. And it doesn't mean that I'm muting myself or I'm censoring myself. It means that I'm doing right by them. And I'm thinking through, how does this information need to go out into the world? So I think it really depends on what your intent is and where you're coming from. But you should just be, I think you should be pretty careful. Now I've made statements, with Black Lives Matter, I posted a lot of things that Black Lives Matter. I put a banner on LinkedIn that I created early on, Black Lives Matter. We had someone come in that we were looking to potentially do business with and say, hey, as a heads up, our CEO will probably, before we sign the deal with you, go peek you on LinkedIn. Hate to ask, but can you take that banner down? Because my CEO.
They said they asked you to do that. I see.
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
So they asked like, hey, just as a heads up, our founder not going to like seeing that on your LinkedIn page. He won't want to sign the deal and do business with you.
What'd you do?
I kept it up because for me, it's the big thing that we're lacking right now is dialogue and conversation. And that CEO, I hope, would first and foremost hire us because we're the best business to get your job done, independent of our political views. If we are a diverse organization, which everybody needs to try and push for, if we are truly diverse, exclusive, inclusive, like if we are truly like matching our DEI goals and we are truly inclusive and diverse as an organization, we will have multiple points of view and viewpoints of individuals in our organization. And what we don't want to do is create a monotone, like a one voice organization where we hire everybody with our beliefs. Now you're hiring a company for what we believe in on a personal level. That's not okay. You need to hire us because we provide a service that will move your business forward. And we're a group of human beings with diverse opinions. We're going to make mistakes, but you have to trust that our intentions are good. We're a group of good people and we're really good at what we do. So we need to move your business forward. So if a CEO is concerned with me posting something as what I view as pretty benign statement, then we need to have that conversation. What is it that bothers you about that? And why is it even impactful for your business? Because not to get critical, but my dad was a police officer. He was a state patrolman for 20 years.
That's right. I remember that.
Yeah. And he was a CSP, super good guy, gave his career to Colorado State Patrol. I personally don't like the statement, Blue Lives Matter. I think you're kind of missing the point. However, if someone put up a Blue Lives Matter banner, it wouldn't offend me to the point where I wouldn't want to talk to them as a human or do business with them.
Gotcha.
It's not an egregious enough front. To me, egregious fronts would be like, Nazism or something of that nature, where it's like we've learned from history that this mindset and this set of behaviors literally either kills people or hurts them. And there's really no, Nazism. If you have a swastika, then I wouldn't do business with you, because we know what that symbol stands for. And we know what that symbol backed and encouraged people to do through history. But if you have something right now where society as a whole is very tense, people are stressed out, people are making very binary statements, whether it's COVID, masks, vaccines, Black Lives Matter, athletes, like, you have commentators saying, just shut up and dribble. You have so many people making such huge statements about stuff that are like, at the end of the day, these are things worth having a conversation about. They're not something worth being so close-fisted about, where I'm just going to shut you out